Hey guys, this is Colin from Blackjack Apprenticeship, and I get asked all the time, why does card counting work? Like, if you have a good running count, doesn't the dealer get good cards too? And so what I want to do is actually share this video. This is from our video course. Our paid membership to Blackjack Apprenticeship has a video course of about 100 videos. So I want to share it with you so that you can understand why card counting works.
All right, so we've come a long ways. You guys have done a great job. We've talked about basic strategy. We've talked about counting. We've talked about deviations. And you should be, if you're doing these things, you should be making money. And we want to spend a video real quick to just explain why card counting works. A lot of places don't explain this. They just tell you that it works, and they assume that it's intuitive. But it's kind of fun to know if you're going to be spending that much time doing this thing to know why it works. So very simply, there's two main reasons. I'm going to explain the first, and Colin's going to explain the second. But when the count goes higher, okay, we know that that's when we're going to be betting more. So there's more tens and aces in the deck, a lot more. Let's just say there's a lot more, because that's when we have the highest advantage of the positive true counts. The bottom line is this, is the higher the count, the more the dealer is going to bust. Very simply because the rules dictate that the house has to hit until they get a 17. And when the house hits on a 12, 13, 14, 15, or 16, and there's more high cards, they're probably going to bust. And in some ways, the same is true for the player, with the exception that the player can change the way that they play. So they can stand more when there's more tens, or they can change the way that they play based upon the composition of the deck. And the house has a static set of rules, and it cannot change the way it plays. And the game favors more small cards, so the dealer is going to bust more the smaller the cards. And you're going to bust, the dealer's going to bust less the smaller the cards, and the player's going to bust less. But it's a massive advantage the more tens and aces are left.
And there's another reason why it really works, and that has to do with the blackjack. So some people say, well, card counting doesn't matter because if there's lots of tens and aces, the dealer is just as likely to get blackjacks as you, and that's true. The dealer is just as likely. But there's a huge difference. When the dealer gets a blackjack, you lose one bet. When you get a blackjack, you actually win 1.5 bets. So I'm going to show real quickly what this looks like. Let's say you have the highest possible count possible, that the only 4 cards left are all tens or aces. It's like a plus ginormo true count.
Million.
So let's say
plus
that,
infinity.
That you bet. So both the dealer and the player are starting with $1,000. And if the player bets $200, and we'll just shuffle it up and see what happens first time.
Or we can just take turns getting blackjacks.
And, oh, you get a blackjack. Okay, you get 3 chips. All right, next time, and dealer gets 20. Next time, So now you've each gotten a blackjack. Well, you're going to lose 2 chips. And then next time, go back, and you get 3 chips. So now you've gotten 1 blackjack or 2 blackjacks. Next time, you lose 2 chips. So we go back and forth. Well, even this, after each of us has gotten 2 blackjacks, the house has 800, and you have 1,200.
So you can see, if someone offers to trade blackjack with you all day long and pay you 3-2, but when they win, they only take your whole bet. You should do this all day long.
It'd be the equivalent of if someone said, hey, let's flip a coin, and when I win, I get $200. When you win, you only get $100. It's like 50-50 chance. Of course, you're going to take that all day. So that's a huge part of why. There's some other things like double downs happen more often, and those are to the player's advantage. But the 2 main things are what Ben had said before, that if you both have a 16, well, guess what? You get to stand. Dealer has no option but to stand. If there's a lot of tens left, they're likely to bust. The other is this situation right here.
And this is where these blackjacks, you guys, the extra money that you make is no small thing, especially when your bets are big. And a lot of people, they treat this as like bonus money. They either tip this money away, or they take even money, which means that they don't worry about, they think, oh, the extra 50%.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Edge. This is a huge edge. This is the reason why the game is profitable. This is the reason why looking out for 3-2 games is important. So anyways, those are some of the reasons. Now you know how to beat it. Now you know why it works. And it's really kind of fun to understand the math behind it because it helps you exploit the game in other ways and get even a greater advantage.